Hello everybody, my name is Thelmon Lavine and I just want to tell you about me.
What is your salvation story?
So my salvation story really started when I was around 7 or 8. I would be going to church with my grandma, but it came to kind of a fast hold when we got into a car accident on our way to church. So for a while, even through my middle school years, if people would ask me if I believed in God, I would never even say that I believed. I would honestly say this, that I believed in science. But even at that time, I realized God was over me and always just influenced me and even kind of like working through me in situations. There was times where I talked to even people who were Satanists or non-believers. And I said certain things like I believed in God, but I really didn't at the time. But as I kept moving forward to freshman year in high school, that was where I really became to give my life to Christ and became baptized. At the time, I didn't really understand how much that would really change my life, but really that was just the first step.
Okay. What were your circumstances surrounding or informing your decision?
Mainly my family. At the time, it was kind of like we were going out on a limb. It was like a leap of faith type of situation. It was probably the best situation I could ever made.
Could you describe your sense of calling to vocational ministry?
I can honestly just say that it was a roller coaster ride. For a while, really at my senior year, this is where I started asking God for my calling. And it was through a few weeks where he was transitioning me over to keep telling me by pastors and by just family members. It really all started with me asking my pastor how he did his sermons. God put it on my heart to ask him, and then it started transitioning into a snowball where he started preaching sermons to me to be kind of a pastor in a leadership role. So that's how I feel my calling is there. And also just people praying over me and things like that.
What is your purpose in pursuing vocational ministry?
No, that's one of the hardest things I can honestly answer, because really I know that God places me in many situations over my just living. So I know my purpose is, of course, pastoral ministry and, of course, going out and preaching the gospel and evangelist work. But I feel like God is pushing me to be much more than that at a certain point.
What do you hope to gain from this program? How do you think this program will help you reach your goals and or ministry? In what ways are you involved in ministry right now?
I first started off working in my church. The first church I was kind of going to, which is Discovery Christian Church, and I was working in a cafe, and I worked there for 2 years. Then the end of my junior year, I started to go to my grandma's church, where we started helping out more. Once I became a member at that church, which is Guideline Missionary Baptist, I was able to be a part of the church choir. I was able to help out with the kids with giving out sermons and things like that. And even now, I see myself, even in this pandemic, being able to go on the street corners, which I felt God called me to do, and I have a microphone, and I'm able to just preach the gospel and really just try to touch lives. And God has been able to bless me so many times over.
How have others affirmed your sense of call?
As just like what I was saying about my pastors, they would ask me certain questions, and I've even gotten people who've asked me because I've told people about, my calling and things like that, or me pursuing biblical studies. And they would ask me, they'd be like, well, what are you trying to like pursue out of? Mainly older people, and they would ask me, and they would say, do you feel like God is calling you? And I would always give them this explanation, which it was never really what I wanted to do. Even before then, when I would hear God's voice, he would tell me, what about a pastor? That was one of the first things that he asked me. And knowing how, men are, and even myself, I kind of rejected it because I didn't see the good things, but I only saw that being a pastor was such a high level role, and it was such a hard thing to do. And I understood all of the difficulties. That's why I tried to shun it. But now I really want to embrace it.
In what ways have they encouraged you to pursue vocational ministry?
Just the encouragement that I got from understanding what my purpose was, that was really where it all started. I was able to just do way more than I would have ever even thought I would be able to do. I was able to help out Rancho Verde with their Bible club and really kind of put it out there for people to really know. And, I can't really say that and put it was all my working because a lot of people were helping me on that journey. But it just seemed like as I kept moving forward, it was just God was blessing me and putting it on my heart to do so much more, being able to talk to people about the Bible and many topics that they would ask me. And it was really just such a blessing from start to finish. And I see myself being able to be filled so much with being able to help more people. And the motivation that I get now, it feels like it even motivates other people and it surrounds me with a good environment always. So I feel that, telling me what my purpose was and God telling me what I was supposed to do was the start for me to be motivated to really want what I wanted to do and to glorify Him. And, I just thank you guys for tuning in and I hope we see again. You guys have a very blessed day, blessed night, and, we'll talk soon.